Sequel.
What's synonymous with horror movies? Well, sequels. You'd be hard-pressed to think of a successful horror film that didn't have at least one sequel. 2021's The Black Phone was a smash critical and commercial success based off a short story by Stephen King's son Joseph Hill. It went on to make $161 million off of just a $16 million budget. That's a nice profit. Now, you would think that a short story turned into a successful movie that had no follow-up stories would be the end of it. A nice one-and-done situation. But if you think that, you would be wrong. Because since the first one made money, you knew Hollywood was going to chase that dollar. And it was announced that a sequel to The Black Phone would be made, entitled, ever so creatively, The Black Phone 2. Now you know how this goes. With these horror movies, the first one can be really great, but each subsequent one gets less and less. So what do we have here? Is The Black Phone 2 a solid, needed, useful sequel to The Black Phone, or is this just another in a long line, and I feel like a broken record with this one? A long line of Hollywood cash grabs. Well, before we answer that, let's talk a little bit about the plot for the movie The Black Phone 2.
Let's talk.
It's 1982. It's 4 years since Finn Blake killed the Grabber. Bad dreams have begun to haunt his 15-year-old sister Gwen. She begins having dreams where she sees murders that happen at Camp Alpine Lake way back in 1957. During one of the dreams, she receives a call from her mother Hope, who at the time of the murders was having similar dreams. She sees disturbing visions of 3 boys being stalked at the winter camp. Now, accompanied by her brother Finn, they head to the camp to solve the mystery, only to confront the Grabber, a killer who has grown even more powerful in death.
More powerful.
So what works in this film? Well, let's start with the directing and the filming. I was really impressed by how this film was shot. It's dark and dreary. Some of your landscape scenes are breathtaking and frightening. Director Scott Derrickson, who did The Black Phone 1, does an outstanding job capturing the sense of dread via stylish dream sequences and excellent effects.
Haunting.
Madeline McGraw and Mason Thames reprised their roles from film 1 of Finn and Gwen, and both put in strong performances as the brother and sister duo who, let's face it, they've been through a lot in their young lives. The suicide of their mother, their alcoholic father, and Finn's near brush with death. Both actors do an outstanding job conveying their sense of grief and fear. And finally, the film does just an outstanding job of blending supernatural scares with a very heartfelt message about trauma and loss in a family. What doesn't work in this film, however, is unlike in the first movie where the Grabber just seemed like this unstoppable existential force of dread. This time he's a bit diminished. He's frightening still, but not nearly the threat that he was in film 1. Also, the finale of the film felt a bit flat to me. And I'm talking about the end scenes. You've seen them in the credits of them on the ice. And it wasn't terrible. And it didn't ruin the movie. But the first 2 acts are so strong. And the third act and finale were honestly a little bit anticlimactic.
It's pretty anticlimactic.
However, I went into this movie really not expecting to like it at all. I thought this was going to be one of those videos where I just blast it, but I came out pretty impressed with what I saw. And while it's not as good as The Black Phone 1, it is a well done and worthy sequel for that movie. I really do hope this is the last one, however, because I get the sense that the well is running pretty dry, but, you know, if this makes money, we're going to get a Black Phone 3. So it's, easy to look past the small gripes I had, considering the keen vision and first-rate execution of this worthwhile sequel that's full of solid callbacks, an original twist all its own. If you like the first one, see this one. Maybe not as scary as film 1, but it's definitely worth your time.
It's even better than I thought!
Well, that's all I have for you this week. Tune in next week where I give you my thoughts and feelings on whatever I've seen. In the meantime, click that like button, subscribe, leave a comment or a question, share this video with friends and enemies alike, and as always, thank you for giving me your valuable time, and I'll see you next week. Take care.